Hello everyone, this is part 4 of What If Naruto Was Like Edward Elric in Fullmetal Alchemist, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
As the sun rose, Naruto had gotten dressed and grabbed his gear in order to meet his team and Tazuna by the gate. The mission had been postponed by Naruto in order for Tazuna to sober up the previous day. He doubted that would change anything, however. In all actuality, Naruto was glad that the Hokage had allowed the mission to be left for the next day. His much-needed talk with his brother the previous night had put him at ease. At least if no one else would accept him for his burden, he was glad his brother would. This also left him to think about his late meal with Hinata yesterday evening as well. He hadn't lied to Jushiro, he really did enjoy her company, and he had to admit she was kind of cute. Maybe if he could get her to stop blushing around him he'd look more into it. Until then he would have to reserve judgment. But he had to wonder how she would react if he had told her about his tenant. He hadn't spent enough time around her to get a good estimation, and even then, as the code states, hope for the best but expect the worst. He resolved to leave all of these thoughts for later as the main gate came into sight. He took notice of Sasuke sitting under a tree in the patch of GR off to the side, Sakura also nearby. Surprisingly, she wasn't bothering to get Sasuke's attention today, but that could be attributed to the time of day. The sun had just risen. Give her a few hours, she'd be herself in a while. Tazuna, much to Naruto's surprise, looked pretty normal. He didn't seem to be boozed out of his gourd this morning. Walking up to the old bridge builder, he was greeted. "Hey kid, how are you feeling today?" Naruto smiled at the old man. "Oh, you know, it's just one of those days, the kind of day where you wake up and ask yourself, do I feel like being great today?" The early morning joke got a deep laugh out of the old man. "Well, I'm ready to go, let's get this show on the road." Naruto picked his ear. "Yeah, but we've got to wait for Kakashi-sensei before we can leave. He is the squad leader after all." Once again Kakashi was not punctual. By the time he had finally shown himself, Sakura and Sasuke were fully awakened, with the former being energized enough to begin conversing with the other. Again, according to Naruto's ears, the gist of the conversation went as follows. "Sasuke-kun, this is so exciting. We finally get to leave the village, isn't it great? HMN. We'll be in an entirely different land. Exotic, scenic, isn't it romantic? HMN. I wonder how long we'll be gone for. Who knows what could change by the time we return? Giggles asterisk. HMN. Fucking master orators of their generation, no ? Naruto had taken to trying to bond a bit with Tazuna. He started telling Tazuna about his life in Konoha and a few of his more entertaining experiences, leaving out the darker stuff. Tazuna found the blonde to be entertaining in his own right, full of stories and a ridiculous amount of pent-up energy. Around the time Naruto began telling jokes, Kakashi had decided to make himself known. "Hello everyone, good morning." I smiled, getting 4 glares in return. "You're late." Naruto and Sakura shouted at the man. "Well, I was halfway here when I realized that I forgot to flush my toilet this morning, so I turned back to flush it. I don't want to leave a ring in my toilet." Naruto's sweat dropped. "Kakashi, that's gross. I can't tell if you're lying or not. I kind of wish you were, because I really didn't need to know that shit." Sakura wasn't as low-key. "Sensei, that's disgusting. I'm with Naruto on this one. We really didn't care about that." Sasuke seemed indifferent. "Whatever, can we just get going? We've been ready for hours." "Of course, Sasuke. Tazuna-san, are we all ready to leave?" Tazuna looked towards the masked man. "Yes, we're all set here. Let's get moving." The next couple of hours were quite boring. Sakura had continued to pester Sasuke. Naruto had tried to strike up some form of conversation with his teammates but was rebuked at all attempts, while Kakashi just walked along reading the orange book that Naruto had come to despise after Jushiro's heinous actions the previous night. "Kakashi?" Naruto asked, moving alongside him. Kakashi's eyes never left the page. "Yes, Naruto, what do you need?" Naruto fixed him with a hard stare. "You and my brother both read that crap." Kakashi raised his gaze over his book to look at the boy. "Really? Your brother has good taste then." Naruto exploded. Good taste question mark, it's porn. How can you read that smut with a straight face question mark? You and Big Boss can look at that damn thing for hours. Sasuke and Sakura had moved closer to the other two ninja out of curiosity to Naruto's yelling. What are you two yelling about question mark? Sasuke asked. Naruto pointed at Kakashi accusingly. Kakashi over here gets his rocks off by reading nasty books. Sakura shot him a distasteful look. Sensei, is he serious question mark? Is that really what's inside that book you read question mark? Kakashi tried defending himself. Well, it has a pretty good story. Naruto cut back in. Yeah, in between all of the heavy petting and couples doing the do. The remaining two genins simply floated to the back of the pack silently. A few more hours had passed. Sakura was now talking with Tazuna, trying to find out about the Land of Waves, the destination of the escort. Naruto had once again become bored, so he began to sing a chorus that he knew very well. You're nobody, till somebody offs you. You're nobody, till somebody offs you. This got him a few concerned glances from those around him. What question mark? No one spoke up as they kept walking. A while later the group came across a puddle in the road. Naruto took a glance at it and contemplated splashing in it, but figured it was too childish for this situation. After walking a good distance from the puddle, it exploded as two masked figures launched out at Kakashi, surrounding his body with a spiked chain. One down. The two men pulled on the chain, splitting Kakashi into bloody chunks. Sakura screamed in horror at the sight of their sensei being eviscerated within seconds. Tazuna turned so pale, it looked as if he would faint. 3-G. Naruto had cut off the man's morbid gloating with a hard right to the body. Said punch had sent the man flying, which in turn took the man attached to him careening with him. As the two came to a stop near a tree, Sasuke now sprang into action. Throwing a shuriken through their chain which embedded itself in the tree, he threw a kunai at the shuriken to force it in deeper. Damn brats, the men said in stereo as they broke off the connection and charged at the boys, dividing up the battle among them. Sasuke dodged the man's clawed glove swipes, finally leaping back to create some space. As the man leapt at Sasuke to reclose the distance, he leapt to the side and kicked him in the side of the head. Grr, you little bastards think you can fight. Sasuke smirked at the man's agitation towards being handled by a kid. This time he took the offensive and rushed in. Intentionally missing with a kunai toss, forcing the ninja to dodge, he used the opening to catch the man flat-footed with a side kick to the sternum. Upon hearing the air rush from his body, Sasuke leapt in the air with his legs still extending it upwards. During a front flip, he brought it down upon the man's collarbone, effectively separating it. Leaping back once more while hearing the man swear in pain, he finished him off with a jumping roundhouse kick to the side of the head, knocking him unconscious. HMN, that wasn't too tough. How did the Dobe do in his fight question mark? As Sasuke turned his head, he got his answer. Naruto had mounted his opponent. He was sitting on the chest of his attacker, bouncing his head off of the dirt path, trying to extract some answers from him. Dobe. Naruto looked over to Sasuke. Yeah question mark. Was it as easy for you as it was for me question mark? Naruto gave him a foxy smirk. Flashback, 5 minutes ago. Naruto's attacker rushed in for a quick off. Naruto sidestepped his attack and threw a low sweeping kick to the leg, tripping him up and sending him off balance, falling to the ground. However, the man rolled through back to his feet. Naruto hopped around on his toes, shaking his shoulders out, waiting for the mystery ninja to attack. He was obliged as the man resumed his ult. Again Naruto dodged every stroke of his clawed hand, staying in front of him the entire time. The reason for this was that for every swing the man took, Naruto would pop him with a counter jab to the face. Showing his frustration at his failed ult, after a failed looping swing he reached to the ground and threw dirt in Naruto's eyes. You cheating fuck. As Naruto rubbed at his eyes, the ninja took a stab at Naruto's body. At the last second Naruto dropped his right arm to block the stab. Too bad you little fuck, you may have stopped a vital attack, but even this stab to your arm will be fatal. My claws are coated in poison. Naruto smiled at the man while holding his block. Huh, well that's good to know. The man raised an eyebrow in confusion. A sudden movement from Naruto snapped the man's claws as he recoiled in disbelief. What? How could? Why aren't you dead question mark? Naruto ran in and punched him dead in the face with the right hand. I could tell you, but I don't think you'd believe me anyway. The man attempted to return to his feet until Naruto stomped on his gloved arm and crouched down to meet him face to face. Now let's have a little chit chat, shall we question mark? End flashback. Pretty much. Sasuke took note of what Naruto was doing. What are you doing, Dobe? Naruto went back to his previous action. I'm trying to interrogate this motherfucker, but I don't have anything to do it with. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Okay, I have one idea, but it's way too painful. Sasuke huffed. Fine team, I'll do it. Tie this hole up while I get the stuff. Sasuke did as he was asked just as Naruto came out of the forest. He dragged the ninja to a stump back in the woods and placed 2 acorns on it. Okay, now pretend that these are your itty bitty kitty punk balls. Naruto pointed to the acorns. This is my fist. He raised his right hand above his head and hammer-fisted the acorns on the stump, putting a good-sized hole in the stump. Needless to say, the acorns were destroyed. Naruto smirked devilishly at the man. Get the picture? ? The man had a terrified expression on the visible portion of his face. 3 minutes later, Naruto returned to his teammates. Sasuke was talking to Tazuna, who was leaning against a tree trying to get a hold of himself. Sakura was pacing, still in disbelief over the situation. Naruto walked over to her and grabbed her shoulders to look into her eyes. Sakura-chan, please calm down. The fight is over. I'm alright. Sasuke's alright. You're alright. She stopped pacing, but she had tears in her eyes. But Naruto, Kakashi-sensei. Yo. All 4 heads turned to see Kakashi waving at him from down the road. Hi everyone, I smiled at the group. I see you handled everything here. You didn't need any help after all. Sakura looked as if she had seen a ghost. But why you were cut to pieces. Sasuke and Naruto deadpanned. Kawarimi and Henge. Kakashi smiled again. Correct, boys, you two did an exceptional job of handling the situation. You both dispatched your opponents quickly and decisively. Good work, better than I expected. He walked up to Sakura. Sakura, good job protecting Tazuna, but remember, look underneath the underneath. He pointed to a pile of splintered wood. She dried her tears and nodded. Now then, Tazuna-san, Kakashi said while narrowing his vision on the bridge builder, do you know why these two attack you? Tazuna began to sweat until Naruto raised his hand. Kakashi, I think I can answer that. Kakashi asked, how do you know that, Naruto? Naruto picked his ear while answering, well, while you were pulling your big disappearing act, one was plugging douchebag number 1 for information in the woods. The names are Gozu and Meizu, the demon brothers of the mist. They works for a business tycoon named Gato. Their jobs were to off old man Tazuna over here. Naruto saw the expression on Tazuna's face, but he had to keep talking. He also said that he and his brother, the guy Sasuke beat up, are underlings for Zabuza Momoki. Kakashi thought it over. Zabuza Momoki, this mission is way out of the league of a Genin squad. Tazuna-san, I cannot in good judgment allow this mission to continue, but my team has shown that they can handle themselves, so I'll leave it up to them. Looking at the Genin, Naruto spoke first. Let's keep going. We do actually know what's coming ahead, so we'll be ready for it now. Nobody can beat us, Kakashi. Believe it. Sasuke spoke next. What the Dobe said, this was too easy. We're still fresh. We don't have a real reason to quit. Sakura just nodded. This was all Kakashi needed to hear. Okay then, let's keep going. Gato walked into a darkened room, coming face to face with a man with dark hair and bandages wrapping his face. The demon brothers failed. I'm starting to think hiring you was a mistake, Zabuza. Zabuza just sat, so Kakashi was able to defeat them, Gato shook his head. No, apparently the kids he had with him defeated them. Kakashi didn't lift a finger. If I knew that this is all that hiring ninjas would bring me, I would never have shelled out the cash to you in the first place. What a waste. Zabuza lifted Kubikiri Hoko up to Gato. We'll just see how Kakashi handles the demon of the hidden mist. After reaching a pier, the group took a boat from the mainland to reach the land of waves. During the boat ride, Tazuna told them why Gato wanted to off him. The bridge he was building to the mainland would cripple Gato's economic control over the island. He further guilt-tripped Team 7 into continuing the mission when he mentioned his daughter and grandson's reactions to his death. Now the group was walking along the path to Tazuna's house. Naruto broke the monotony. Man, I miss the sun. It's dreary as hell out here. Fucking mist. Sasuke responded. Quiet down, Dobe. You said that there is still another guy around somewhere trying to off us, so keep your eyes open. Naruto glared at Sasuke. I am keeping my eyes open, team, but they won't be for much longer if we don't get to his house soon. I'm bored as hell. Naruto could not shake the feeling that something was around them. His sixth sense towards sensing a sneak attack was blaring, but he couldn't pinpoint from where. He felt a presence in the bushes nearby, trying to get the drop on whomever it was. He threw a kunai. Naruto, what are you doing? Sakura asked. Naruto looked around. I swear I felt something in there just now. They looked and saw a rabbit next to a kunai in a tree. Sakura walked over and scooped up the spooked bunny. Naruto, calm down. You could have offed that poor little rabbit. Naruto took offense to this. That goddamn thing scared the shit out of me. It's lucky I don't fry it up and make rabbit stir fry. Get down. A huge sword cleaved over their heads and implanted itself into the tree nearby. A tall shirtless figure in bandages appeared on the handle of the weapon. Well, these are the brats who took down Gozu and Mizuha? Naruto stood up to face their new foe. Yeah, who the fuck are you? Kakashi shouted. Naruto. This isn't a regular opponent, this is Zabuza Momoki. Zabuza overlooked the scene and looked at Kakashi. Well, if it isn't, copy Ninja Kakashi. Kakashi looked up. Glad to see I'm so well known. Naruto looked at his teacher. Kakashi, you're famous? Zabuza elaborated for the boy. Kakashi Hatake, also known as Copy Ninja Kakashi, the man who has seen and copied over 1,000 jutsu. Kakashi had had enough of the posturing. Enough small talk. Zabuza, what are you here for? Zabuza grabbed his sword and hopped to the ground. I'm here for the bridge builder. Hand him over and I'll let you and your brats live. Kakashi shouted. Protect Tazuna, I'll take care of this. The three genin took up a defensive position around Tazuna to guard against attack. Zabuza laughed. Ooh, a defensive formation? These brats can't stop me. Kakashi, he did a few hand signs. Kirigaka no Jutsu, hidden mist jutsu. The mist in the area grew far thicker as vision dropped for all combatants. Do you think a simple stance like this can stop a Junin? Liver, lungs, heart, jugular, what should I go after? Naruto nudged Sasuke, who nodded as they made eye contact. Suddenly Zabuza appeared between the genin and Tazuna, crouched to attack. In response, Sasuke grabbed Sakura and leapt away as Naruto shoved Tazuna away and threw a kick at Zabuza that missed. Zabuza jumped back a few feet to regroup. Not bad. Your brats aren't completely useless. At least the two boys aren't. How did you know where I would be? Naruto set himself back into a defense around Tazuna. Because I've dealt with Y-holes like you my entire life, he started, shooting a short glance at Sasuke. When guys like you brag about getting past my guard, I can only assume that you're going to actually try the same shit you just said you'd do. It was easy. I just had to anticipate you. This one looks pretty interesting. Kakashi, Zabuza said in a voice of clear amusement. Kakashi stands in front of Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto, don't get why, this guy is a real monster. Naruto raised his eyebrow. What do you mean? Kakashi? Kakashi tensed up as he explained. The graduation exam for academy students in Kirigakure used to be 2 students selected to fight one another to the death for the right to be ninja, but one year one boy wandered into the exam and slaughtered all of the participants. He wasn't even an academy student. This boy became known as the Demon of the Mist, Zabuza Momoki. Zabuza straightened up in satisfaction. Yes, can you imagine offing the person you lived with, trained with, ate with? Naruto began to freak out. No way, this guy, he isn't human. What do I do? It felt so good. Zabuza said, rushing past Kakashi to kick Sasuke in the head. Kakashi began to engage Zabuza while Sakura got Sasuke over to where Naruto and Tazuna were standing to watch the fight. Kakashi pulled out a kunai to duel against Zabuza's Kubakiri Hoko. The two traded slashes and dodged one another's attacks. Watching the battle, Sasuke felt overwhelmed by the offing intent in the air. This is too much. The feeling of 2 high-powered fighters with the intent to off. It's too much. I can't take it. He raised his kunai to his own throat. Naruto growled at him. Team, don't bitch out on me and off yourself. What happened to that brash bastard who helped me beat up those 2 Chunin? Sasuke looked towards Naruto, who had a stone gaze on his face as he watched the battle. Dobe, how can you take this? These 2 are on a different level than those Chunin. You aren't even flinching. Naruto took a quick glance at Sasuke before focusing on the fight. It's because when you get a steady dose of ki from the majority of the people around you for 11 years, you kind of get used to it. Only a truly monstrous amount can phase me now. Sakura just looked between the two boys before also watching the fight proceed. "You're good, Kakashi," Zabuza said as he and Kakashi were clashing with their respective blades, neither able to get a decisive advantage. "Come on now, let me see that famous Sharingan of yours." Kakashi jumped back to lift his Hatei to oblige. "You want to see my Sharingan? You've got it." Sasuke looked on in disbelief while Naruto said, "Sharingan? What is that? Sasuke answered, "Sharingan is a dojutsu Kekkei Genkai that allows one to copy the jutsu of one's opponent just by sight. It allows heightened sight that allows one to seemingly slow down the sight of opponent's attacks." Naruto blinked. "Wow, I had no idea Kakashi was such a powerful ninja." Kakashi was slowly taking the edge over Zabuza. His slashes with his sword were being easily telegraphed by Kakashi's Sharingan. Zabuza was slowly being pushed back to the lake nearby until he came up with a plan to throw him off. "You're strong, Kakashi. I wonder how strong those brats of yours are." Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu, Water Clone Jutsu. A clone of Zabuza formed from the water and ran at the three genin. Kakashi broke off to intercept the clone. After cutting the clone down, he saw Zabuza appear right in his path. He threw a kick that sent Kakashi flying into the water. "These brats will be the death of you, Kakashi." Suiro no Jutsu, Water Prison Jutsu. Kakashi found himself trapped in a sphere of water. "Kakashi-sensei!" The three genin shouted as they saw their leader trapped in a ball of water. As Zabuza made another water clone, Kakashi yelled out to his students, "Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, get out of here. This battle ended the second I was captured." Zabuza laughed. "They can run if they want to, Kakashi. I'll just finish you off and hunt them down afterwards. They can't get away." The water clone charged and kicked Naruto straight back and out of the way. Sasuke pushed Sakura and Tazuna out of the way as Zabuza picked him up and kicked him to the ground. Sasuke screamed in agony as Zabuza grinded his heel against his sternum. Kakashi could do nothing but watch. "No. Zabuza, stop, they're just kids." The clone grinded his heel further as the real Zabuza spoke. "Wrong, Kakashi, they're not just kids. The second they put on their Hatei they became shinobi, and they are in a world where people will off them just because of where they're from. This is the life that they chose to live. That was their choice. To off or be offed." "He's right, Kakashi." Naruto stood up, dusting himself off, with a blank look on his face. "This is what we chose to do, to live a life of off or be offed. He's 100% right." Zabuza and Kakashi looked at the boy who continued to speak. "Well, I didn't have a choice, but Sasuke and Sakura did. I would have had people trying to off regardless, but at least now, I have the power to defend myself and those that need my help." Iveon looked on in astonishment. "You say that this fight was over the second you got caught? Do you really think so little of us, Sensei? Remember, those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are lower than trash." He smiled while tightening his Hatei 8. "Now get ready, you Metro Yule eyebrowless freak show. It's time to fucking cut loose." Naruto ran towards the water clone to free Sasuke first. The clone swung his sword at Naruto before Naruto jumped over it and charged from behind. The clone threw a backfist that Naruto caught in his right hand. "Hey Zabuza, do you know all of the elements that make up water? Zabuza raised his eyebrow at that. "Yeah, you see, they always said I was a lost cause in school. I was the dead last of my CL, but that's just because they never taught me or tested me on anything I was really interested in. You see, I know all about the 118 elements of the periodic table. I know the things that are made up of them, and I know how to take them apart." Naruto threw the water clone's arm aside as he clapped his hands together and placed them on the water clone's body. "1 part hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen. You can't beat me like this, Zabuza. Don't underestimate me." The resulting transmutation turned Zabuza's water clone into nothing but vapors. Zabuza looked on in shock. "What was that? He took my clone apart without making it take any damage. Or did he? What was that technique? As if he could read minds, as he picked up Sasuke and took him over to Tazuna and Sakura, he answered Zabuza's question. "That, Zabuza, is called alchemy. It is not a jutsu. A person like you can't possibly learn it. The only source of the knowledge keeps it with him at all times up here." He pointed to his head. "It's not me, but the one who it is really isn't into teaching, and I'm not much of a teacher myself." Zabuza began gathering chakra for more Mizu Bunshin until Naruto spoke again. "You can make as many Bunshin as you wish, Zabuza. The results will just repeat themselves, 20-fold. He made the sign for the ram as a dozen cage Bunshin filled the dirt path. Time to pay Zabuza. Each clone grabbed another Naruto and threw a Naruto at Zabuza and Kakashi. Dodge this hole. Futon, Daytopper, wind release. Great breakthrough. Multiple concentrated gusts of wind shot towards Zabuza, who was forced to dodge and release Kakashi or pay dearly for it. Landing on the water and rushing for the nearest Naruto still swimming in the lake, he shouted, "Damn you, you miserable brat." As he took a swing with Kubikiri Hoko, Kakashi blocked the attack with the back of his glove. "Zabuza, don't you lay a finger on my student." Kakashi shot a glare of death at Zabuza, Sharingan spinning wildly. As he said this, the Naruto being accosted grabbed a hold of Zabuza around the waist and spoke, "Kakashi, you're gonna want to move." Kakashi knew what was coming and leapt back on shore as Zabuza looked down. "What are you doing, brat?" Naruto smiled up at Zabuza. Boom. The resulting explosion shook the surface of the water. As the water ceased to fall, a blood-cut-up Zabuza stared back at Kakashi and the real Naruto standing back on shore. Kakashi patted Naruto on the head. "Good job, Naruto. Thank you for freeing me from the water prison. Now let me finish this." Kakashi rushed back onto the surface of the lake to engage Zabuza once more. As the two clashed, they jumped back and began going through hand signs, with Kakashi moving slightly faster. Suiten, Suiruden no Jutsu, water release, water dragon jutsu. Suiten, Suiruden no Jutsu, water release, water dragon jutsu. Kakashi called out the same jutsu at the same time. The two water dragons crashed into one another. Zabuza was beside himself. How could he be copying my movements so quickly? He's just a chimp. It's monkey see monkey do with him. Zabuza immediately went through a different series of hand signs only to see Kakashi not only keeping up with him, but going faster. What is this? It can't be. Could he be reading the future? Kakashi finished for him just as he finished the jutsu. Suiten, Daibakufu no Jutsu, water release, giant vortex jutsu. Zabuza was swept up in a giant blast of water. No. Damn it. How the hell? Damn you, Kakashi. Damn you and your blonde brat to hell. Zabuza was carried by the water until he slammed into a tree, cracking quite a few of his ribs. As he tried to move, he found himself pinned to the tree by his limbs with kunai. "I can see the future, Zabuza, and your future is death." Just as Kakashi was about to move in to finish Zabuza, a series of senbon stuck themselves in Zabuza's neck. "It seems you were right, his future was death." A person in a hunter nin mask jumped down between Kakashi and Zabuza. "I have to thank you for allowing me to bring this one down. I've been after him for a long time." Kakashi began to relax. "It's no problem, Hunter-san." Naruto walked over, followed by the remainder of their party. "Kami, you sure as hell took your sweet time getting here, huh? The hunter nin bowed. "My apologies, I was looking for my opening. Thanks to all of you I finally got my chance." Naruto felt suspicious. "Why did you even bother showing up? Kakashi was going to off him himself. The hunter nin explained, "I desired the bounty for myself." Naruto narrowed his vision as he got closer. "That's funny, because if you were a hunter nin I figured you would smell at least vaguely of blood. You don't, you smell too pure, too clean, like herbs and mint, Hunter-san." Relishing that the cover was blown, the ninja grabbed Zabuza and shunshined away. Naruto planned to give chase until he saw Kakashi collapse. "Kakashi. What's wrong? Kakashi was out on the ground. "Ugh, I overused my Sharingan. It took too much chakra." Naruto was crouched next to him, placing his Hate back over his eyes. Sakura and Sasuke ran over. "Sensei, what do we do? Kakashi moved his head to look at him. "We need to get to Tazuna's house. If I could I would send a summon to call for backup, but I have nothing to spare for the summoning." Naruto stood up. "Don't worry, Kakashi, I can handle that." Naruto reached into his vest pocket to pull out a long-range communicator. "Big Boss made this thing so that I could call him in situations like this. Should I call him? "Yes, Naruto, go ahead," Kakashi said. Naruto nodded before hitting a button and putting the receiver to his mouth. "Yo, Naruto, what's wrong? Are you okay? "Yeah, Big Boss, I'm fine. My team just got attacked. Kakashi got hurt and we're gonna need your backup." "You didn't fucking lose, did you? Because if you did and I see you, I'm gonna beat the—" "No, Big Boss, I didn't lose. We kicked his, but he got away. Go ask Gigi about my mission. Tell him what's going on. Tell him we've got ninja the level of Zabuza Momoki as our opponents." Mobilize your team and get here quickly. We don't really know when it'll start up again, so don't fuck around, okay? Alright Naruto, stay alive, and keep your team safe, we'll be there as soon as we can. Naruto pocketed his communicator. Okay, let's go. Tazuna, can you carry Kakashi for us? He nodded. Yes, it's the least I can do for getting you all involved in this. As he picked Kakashi up, they proceeded to Tazuna's house. After arriving in Tazuna's house and placing Kakashi in a futon to recover, Sasuke and Naruto fell out on the floor in exhaustion. Ugh, Sasuke, you good? Naruto said while laid out on the floor spread eagle. Yeah, Dobe, just need to catch my breath. What about you? Zabuza beat you up too badly? Sasuke said, not in much better condition than Naruto. Naruto glared weakly. Oh no, no, and look who's talking. After Zabuza left his footprint on your ribs, you didn't get back into the fight. I should be the one saying you got beat up. Sasuke scoffed weakly. Whatever, Dobe. Naruto coughed weakly. Kiss my team. Oh, will both of you shut up? Sakura said as she and Tsunami dragged 2 more futons into the room. Seriously, you both don't have enough energy to stand, but you can still argue. Sasuke-kun, you got hurt pretty bad during the fight. Naruto, you took your fair share of hits too, and all of those things you did had to take it out of you. As she pulled Sasuke into a futon and Tsunami pulled Naruto into one, Sakura had to ask, Naruto, what was that thing you did to Zabuza's clone back there? You said it wasn't a jutsu, so what was it? Naruto looked at the pink-haired girl and took a deep breath. Well, she's supposed to the genin with the most book smarts, maybe she'll actually understand it. Okay Sakura, what I did was called alchemy. It requires one to have an immense understanding of all elements, of what makes all tangible materials tick, right down to knowing how to break a material down to its basest elements. Alchemy requires 3 steps: recognizing the base elements, breaking the material down to its basest elements, and reforming the material to your own will. Sakura nodded in understanding while everyone else in the room looked lost before Sakura spoke to him again. But Naruto, wait, how would that be effective in a fight? I mean, the way you say it doesn't make it seem like a tool for combat. Naruto nodded. Exactly, alchemy isn't supposed to be used to fight, it was meant as a way to try and transform common heavy metals into gold, but that didn't work, it could only change the base elements, the best that such a process could do was pyrite. Sakura again nodded in understanding. Fool's gold. Yep. Eventually alchemy was scrapped as a failed attempt to make precious minerals, but eventually Big Boss found a way to use it to fight. Like what you saw with Zabuza's water clone, I broke it down to its base elements, hydrogen and oxygen, and it dissipated into the air. Imagine doing that, only to a human body. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi's eyes widened in realization. Yeah, since I actually understand what makes a human body tick right down its base elements, I could do some pretty nasty shit to a person if I ever felt sadistic in a fight. Only I can fight like that though. Me and Big Boss are the only alchemists we know of, and Big Boss can't just go up to somebody and do that. Sakura looked confused. Why not? Wasn't he the one who taught you everything you know? Naruto rubbed the back of his head. Well, yes and no. Yes, in that he taught me the basics of alchemy, like equivalent exchange, drilled the understanding of elements into my head and taught me about transmutation circles. And no, as in the fact that when he taught me that stuff he didn't quite know what he was doing either, so we were both just pretty much stumbling through the dark, bumping into shit almost by accident. For example, I can transmutate without a circle. I didn't know I could do that until the bell test with Kakashi. That's my own thing. Joshiro has his own style of using alchemy in a fight, but it isn't like mine. I think I can say that my style is more versatile, but I can't tell you too much about his style because if he knew that you knew how he fought, he'd figure out in a hurry that I was the one who told you how he fought, and then he'd kick my. Kakashi spoke up next. Why are you the only two that know of alchemy? If the Hokage knew you two could do this, then. Naruto cut him off. Gigi tried to get Big Boss to give him the notes on alchemy way back when he first came to Konoha. Big Boss didn't back down and told him to consider alchemy the equivalent of a clan's secret technique. It's almost legally a Kekkei Genkai now. Personally, I'm glad Gigi didn't get the notes. If he had the notes, he would have made it an advanced technique. Any Yahoo that was considered an elite ninja could end up learning it. They wouldn't try to understand the science behind it, they wouldn't care about what destruction and chaos they could sow, they'd just consider it a high CL jutsu and abuse it. It could have ended up being given away in a treaty or an appeasement package, and then it would pop up everywhere. Ninja of multiple villages using alchemy in battle. I can only imagine. Can you possibly imagine a ninja like Zabuza using alchemy? Or worse? The color of everyone's face drained. Imaging such a ninja being able to do things like that was a mortifying thought. Exactly. Effects could range from increased casualties in battle to flat out widespread genocide. Don't worry about that though. After Big Boss and I memorized all of the notes down to the letter, he destroyed them so that at least we won't be responsible for alchemic knowledge leaking out. The only way anyone will learn it now is if one of us decides to teach it, and that ain't happening. Sakura had one more question that had popped up during his explanation. Wait. Didn't you say that you had to have some kind of circle thingy set up to do alchemy? Naruto nodded. Well, you just contradicted yourself, Naruto, because you said that you don't use any circles to do it. Naruto sat up to look at everyone. He was now surrounded by everyone in the room. They were listening intently to what he had to say. Remember the day we were ignorant to teams? How I went off on Sasuke about what he did and didn't know? Sakura and Sasuke nodded. Well, if you remember what I said about the gate, there was infinite knowledge within. One of the things I learned was how to transmutate without a circle. The knowledge I obtained was totally random. I still don't know exactly everything I learned that day. It's an unknown known. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm fucking exhausted. With that, Naruto rolled over and went to sleep. While Naruto was asleep, Kakashi let the team in on the fact that Zabuza wasn't dead. He didn't wait for Naruto because he already knew this beforehand. Kakashi let them know that as soon as he could walk, he would be training them for the rematch with Zabuza. Naruto had woken up in time for dinner. As he sat at the table and ate, he noticed a little kid staring at him. When Naruto stared back, he got up and left the kitchen. Needless to say, Naruto was confused. After dinner, a knock came at the front door. As Sakura got up to meet them, she was greeted by a group of people led by a white-haired, red-eyed boy a few years older than herself. Hello, can I help you? The boy smiled back at her. Why, yes you can, my dear. Someone ordered a bushel full of awesome and I'm here to deliver. Sakura tilted her head and asked, what's a bushel full of awesome? The boy smirked and jumped back, making a circular motion with his hand encompassing himself and his companions. I'm Joshiro Moyomoto, at your service, and this is my team. Now where's my punk little brother? Sakura looked at the new arrivals without a clue how to handle the situation. Just a sec. Joshiro and his genin counterparts just smiled as Sakura ran inside. Blank spoke while they waited. Well, she's kind of cute. Eiko decided to use that as a chance to take shots at Blank. Well, Blank, if I knew you liked young girls, I would have introduced you to my sister. She needs a man that can take care of her. Blank sputtered. What? Your sister is 8. Eiko gave him a smile. I know. Blank tried to cover his primary folly. I meant that as giving her room for future growth. What is she? 11? 12? She's 3 years younger than me. I'm 14. Fuck you, Eiko. Eiko giggled while Joshiro tried to make peacemaker. Hey guys, you should chill out a bit. Mikhail-sensei is getting upset. The trio turned around to see a large, built, pale bald man with black eyes dressed in a dark red muscle shirt and black pants. Instead of sandals, he wore heavy combat boots and his Hatei 8 was attached to his belt. He was turned to the side looking out along the coast. Eiko and Blank looked at Joshiro with disbelieving expressions on their faces. Joshiro-kun, how can you tell when Mikhail-sensei is upset? Joshiro smirked at the two. I don't know, I just wanted you two to shut up. Alright, who the fuck is here? Naruto was heard by the team before he was seen. I swear to Kami if bill collectors found me all the way out here, Big Boss. Wow, I didn't think you guys would show up so quickly. Joshiro smirked smugly. Of course, when I said my Ototo was in trouble, my team mobilized at the snap of my fingers. Blank contradicted him. You mean you ran all over town searching for us all and then pushed us all halfway here until you finally collapsed by the ferry? Eiko laughed as she put her hand on Naruto's shoulder. Yeah, Naruto-kun. Joshiro-kun burned the rubber off of his sandals getting us here. I've never seen Mikhail-sensei move so fast before. Naruto walked up to Joshiro. Really, Big Boss? You were really worried about me? Joshiro smiled at Naruto before slapping him in the back of the head. Of course I was worried, you idiot. You fought with a fucking Junin. You're a damn rookie genin. I'm actually surprised that you can even still walk straight right now. Naruto rubbed his head. When I said I was fine, I meant I'm fine, and even if I had gotten my kicked, I'd be over it by now. Child, can you take us inside now? It's dark outside, I'd rather not stay out here for long. Naruto had to stare at the strange large man for a moment. Yeah, of course, mister, he started warily, trying to feel out his name. Blank answered for him. This is Mikhail Sensei, Naruto, and don't mind him too much, he doesn't really like talking very much. Naruto nodded. Yeah, come on in, you guys. Naruto led the team inside the house and took them to Tazuna. He is our backup, old man. Naruto said, gesturing to the people behind him. Joshiro stepped forward. Hello, sir, I am Joshiro Moyomoto. This is Eiko Tanahashi, Blank Nogami, and Arjunan Sensei Mikhail Florian, at your service. Tazuna gave the 4 new arrivals an appraising look. Well, you certainly all look capable, but you have a lot to live up to when it comes to this old man. That blonde kid and their Junin were invaluable. The entire team, with the exception of Mikhail, smirked at the comparison before Eiko spoke. Sir, if they were impressive, then I hope you get to see us fight because we'll blow those kids away. We have way more experience than they do. Sasuke scoffed at the table when Naruto remembered something. Oh yeah? Mikhail, Kakashi is upstairs. I figure you're gonna want to talk to him to get an idea of the situation. Mikhail nodded and went upstairs. Sasuke looked at the new team of genin in the room and spoke up. You're our backup ? And you think you're stronger than me ? I'm an Uchiha, you all have no blood of worth. Joshiro stepped up to him. You're obviously Sasuke, the runt bitches about you all the time, but now after meeting you I think I owe him an apology. How he hasn't lost all control and off you yet I'll never guess. Sasuke smirked. What makes you think the Dobe can hurt me ? Joshiro raised his brow in irritation. Brat, did you use alchemy around him already ? Naruto nodded. So you saw him actually fight for real and you still think you're better than him ? Let me tell you something, boy. Joshiro poked Sasuke in the chest. As far as I'm concerned, Uchiha is just a name. It means nothing to me. And until you actually get your Sharingan, little boy, you're less than nothing to me. Sasuke tightened his grip to form fists and Sakura was about to step in and berate Joshiro when Eiko grabbed her arm. Let me go, he can't say things like that about Sasuke-kun. Eiko shook her head and looked into her eyes. You can't help him now. If he's stupid enough to fight Joshiro-kun, he deserves what he gets. Joshiro raised his eyebrows in amusement as Sasuke continued to shake in anger. Are you really stupid enough to fight me here ? I'm fresh, you just fought a Junin today. Sasuke's eyes darkened. Shut up, you dare insult the name Uchiha ? One should make you pay, I will make you pay. Naruto shook his head. Sasuke, you really don't want to fight Big Boss, especially not now. He's right, you aren't even fresh. Shut up, Dobe. Sasuke roared at Naruto. Joshiro grabbed Sasuke by the throat and threw him out of the front door, sending him rolling into the front yard. As Sasuke tried to get to his feet, Joshiro kicked him in his ribs. As Sasuke screamed in pain, Joshiro gloated over him. Ah, what's wrong, Uchiha ? The little boo-boo around your tummy too much ? Sasuke growled as he launched himself towards Joshiro. As Sasuke launched his punch, Joshiro tilted his head to dodge the punch and shot a knee into Sasuke's body. Ignoring another cry of pain from the Uchiha, he grabbed him by the throat and slammed him against a tree. Ruby red eyes met coal black as Joshiro stared Sasuke down while choking the life out of him. Alright, listen up, crotch stain, because I hate repeating myself. You may have gotten away with that big willy bullshit against Naruto, but I am not Naruto, that's his name. Naruto, not dead last, not Dobe, Naruto. I'm not my brother, you act the around me and I will break you. Naruto didn't do it because he doesn't hurt comrades. Well, I'm not your fucking comrade, and I ain't such a fucking soft touch when it comes to douchebags like you. Sasuke's eyes burned with rage as Joshiro saw it. Ah, now the useless Uchiha is mad at me. Your little preschool key can't affect me. Naruto has stronger offing intent than you. You probably want to snitch to your sensei that I roughed you up. Well, let me help you with that. Let's go, bitch. With that, he dragged Sasuke through the front yard, up the front steps, into the house and up the stairs while Sakura, Tazuna, and Tsunami looked on flabbergasted. Sakura looked to target Naruto for this. Naruto, your stupid brother hurt my Sasuke-kun. She yelled as she ran to take a swing at him. As she let her punch fly, Eiko caught it at the wrist. So this is how you both treat a teammate? One belittles him and calls him a dobe while the other is just a cheerleader for the first and tries to hurt their other teammate. Sakura snapped at the older girl. What do you know? Naruto's such a barker, we just put him in his place. Eiko narrowed her eyes dangerously. And just where is his place? Below you two? As far as I can see he's definitely above you in the pecking order. From what I can see you don't have a mark on you. You didn't even fight, did you? At least the other kid has a few marks on him that shows that he fought. You're useless. Sakura screeched back at Eiko. What do you know? He's the dead last of RCL. He's lucky to be on a team with someone like Sasuke-kun to help carry his weight. He was probably lucky when he tricked Zabuza into freeing Kakashi-sensei. Eiko grabbed Sakura by her collar and brought her to eye level. Really? Well, your dead last went head-to-head with a Junin and saved your worthless lives while you two were cowering with your tails between your legs. So what does that say about your stupid grading scale? And as for what I know? What I know is that Naruto-kun is a sweetheart, and very strong. I've never seen anyone so small fight Joshiro-kun so evenly full scale before. You should see them spar and see if you still think he's weak. Hell, maybe if you're lucky this time when he saves your worthless life you'll actually see him fight. Sakura was still not swayed. Why are you telling me this? Why are you defending that loser? Eiko slapped Sakura to the ground. Because I've known him since he was 6, he grew up fast and he grew up hard, harder than any of you, and that made him strong. I've known him for so long I think of him as my Ototo. As long as I've known him and Joshiro-kun he might as well be. To me and blank, he's our family too, and that's why we won't let anyone talk down to him. Eiko walked towards Naruto and blank. Blank put his arm around Naruto as Eiko came over and ruffled his hair. Come on kid, let's go back into the house and calm your brother down before he wrecks the joint. Blank said. Eiko took his hand and took him inside. Yeah, come on Naruto-kun, tell us all about the fight with Zabuza, I want to hear it. Looking at Tazuna and Tsunami, Eiko smiled sheepishly. Gamen, we're really sorry about the door, we'll get Joshiro-kun to fix it right away. As the trio retreated into the house the two civilians took into account all that they had seen today. Tsunami? Yes dad? Don't ever let me hire a team of ninjas again, okay? Aha. Looking out the window of Kakashi's room, Mikhail shook his head. Kakashi however was still bedridden. What's going on out there Mikhail? What's wrong? Mikhail looked at Kakashi. From what I've just seen, I'm surprised that Naruto kid hasn't off your other genin yet. Kakashi looked confused. Are you talking about the QB? Naruto hasn't had any episodes ever, you can trust him. Mikhail shook his head again. No, not that. I know I can trust that boy. He's the only one on your team I actually do trust as a matter of fact. Kakashi was still confused. What? Why? Mikhail stared at Kakashi. You'll find out in 5, 4, 3, 2. Joshiro kicked the door open, Sasuke still in tow. Hey Kakashi. Is this your shit? He threw Sasuke into the room at Kakashi's feet and left. Sasuke picked himself up quickly and left the room with a dark look on his face. Kakashi looked up at Mikhail. Do I want to know? Mikhail shook his head. The reason I trust your student Naruto over the other two is very simple. He earned my team's trust, and he earned Joshiro's respect, and don't even want to know what he did to do that. Kakashi gave Mikhail a serious look. Joshiro Moyomoto, is your student really that strong? Mikhail looked out the window. Allow me to put it this way, if Joshiro truly wanted something to happen, even I would be hard-pressed to stop him. Kakashi looked at the ceiling. Naruto, Joshiro, what are you two really capable of? So we begin training them tomorrow, right? Mikhail nodded. Yes, they all need to be prepared. I do not think this is anywhere close to being finished. Get some rest Kakashi, you train your team, teach the Uchiha and the girl about actual teamwork, by any means necessary. I won't let your lack of a team dynamic get my squad offed. Kakashi nodded. And what about Naruto? That child hangs around my team so much I'd be surprised if he didn't have any soft at working in a team. He fought alongside you against Zabuza, did he not? Kakashi nodded. That he did. Mikhail walked towards the door. Get some rest Kakashi and heal up quick. We're going to need you soon. The fake hunter nin sat next to a bedridden Zabuza. You shouldn't have pulled all of those needles out like that, Zabuza-sama. One of those might actually off you for real next time. Zabuza grumbled. Whatever, Haku, Kami, you're brutal. I know you love seeing me in pain. And take that mask off, we don't need it anymore. Your cover was blown by that stupid blonde kid. Haku removed the mask to reveal the face of a young girl. I like this mask, it gives me good memories, and I believe the boy's name was Naruto. Whatever his name is, he's a wild card. If I fight Kakashi again with him around, who knows what he would pull next time. I need him taken out. Where is Reiga? Haku frowned at that name. Reiga-san is outside in the common area. He's been pretty angry since he found out that you left to fight Kakashi alone. I wouldn't approach him right now. In your condition you'll be bedridden for at least 5 days. Then in 5 days we attack Kakashi and the bridge builder all together. However, I still need the blonde brat taken out before then. As Zabuza said that, the door flew open. Gato entered with his 2 bodyguards. So this is the powerful demon of the mist? More like defenseless kitten of the mist. I'm paying you good money, Zabuza, you'd better. As he reached for Zabuza, Haku grabbed his arm. Don't you lay a hand on Zabuza-sama. Haku began putting pressure on the arm, forcing Gato to shout, "Aaggh. Stop. You're gonna break it." As his 2 bodyguards moved to attack, a voice stopped them. Oh, what's this, Zabuza? Someone here wants to play with swords? One want to play, or maybe, these guys want a funeral? Gato's bodyguards turned to see Reiga entering the room. Gato, good to see you. Are you finally taking me up on that offer for a funeral? I'd love to perform the service for you. Haku let go of Gato's arm as he fled back to his bodyguards and scrambled out of the room. You have 1 week to finish the bridge builder, Zabuza. 1 week. Reiga turned to Zabuza and Haku. What was that all about, Zabuza? He seemed scared or something. Zabuza shook his head. Never mind it, Reiga, I have a job for you that you might enjoy. I need you to head towards Tazuna's house and find a blonde boy named Naruto. Off him for me, would you? He might prove to be entertaining for you. You can off anyone who gets in your way, but the blonde is your main objective. After you off him you can leave, but he must. Reiga nodded his head. Alright, Zabuza, the only reason I do these missions for you is because doing them allows me to perform so many funerals, but rest assured, Zabuza, I hate you just like all of the other 7 swordsmen of the mist, and one day I will off you just like I'll off the rest of them. Reiga then left the room. Haku turned to Zabuza. Zabuza-sama, I don't think it is really wise to keep Reiga-san around us. He might actually off you one day. Zabuza shook his head. As long as I can keep giving him the chance to off people, Reiga is as docile as a lamb, and besides, the day I get rid of him is the day we have to fight. With his techniques you and I would be at a disadvantage in that battle. To top it off, he may just be the most insane man I've ever met. I almost feel sorry for the blonde brat. He's going to have to go up against Reiga Kurosuke of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. ACHOO. Man, someone is talking some serious shit about me. Naruto said as Team 7 began walking through the woods with Team Joshiro. Eiko moved behind him and wrapped her arms around his neck. Are you sure you don't have a cold or something, Naruto-kun? You did say you fell in the water during the fight with Zabuza. Naruto shook his head as Eiko let go. No, I'm sure, I feel fine. I don't really get sick, Eiko-chan. The remainder of last night had been pretty much uneventful. Sasuke simply glared at Joshiro from a distance without approaching, as Sakura just stared at Naruto, who had been surrounded by Team Joshiro for the remainder of the night, just laughing, talking and telling stories. Joshiro had eventually put Tazuna's front door up after throwing Sasuke through it and had joined the small party of his brother and friends. Even Tazuna and Tsunami became drawn towards the mirth being generated by the older Genin and the blonde alchemist. Team 7 still had a pretty tense atmosphere later that night, so instead of breaking off into separate team rooms as most expected to do, Joshiro grabbed Naruto and asked Mikhail if he could switch rooms with Naruto until things settled down, as he thought leaving Naruto with his abusive teammates for the night would do more harm than good. The stoic Junin agreed and bunked in Team 7's room for the night, leaving Naruto to sleep with his brother's team. After eating breakfast the next morning, the 2 teams and their Junin sensei headed out to the woods to train for Zabuza's return. Mikhail broke his respective genin off from Kakashi as they already knew what Kakashi was going to teach his team today. Alright team, Today I will be training you on improving your chakra control. We will be climbing this tree. Sakura raised her hand, but sensei, we already know how to climb trees. Kakashi I smiled, yes, but can you do it without hands? He stood by a tree for a second and then began walking straight up a tree and stopped upside down on a branch. This is a chakra control exercise. Focus your chakra to your feet and use it to stick to the base of the tree and climb upwards. It'll be difficult at first, so get a running start and use a kunai to mark your progress. Naruto then raised his hand high. Kakashi, I already know how to do this. Big Boss taught me when I was still in the academy. Kakashi raised his eyebrow. Really, Naruto? Well, can you show me then? Naruto nodded and walked over to a tree while making a hand sign. He began nonchalantly walking up a tree to roughly the same height as Kakashi. See, Big Boss taught me this because I had trouble with chakra control back before I graduated. I could barely pull a henge or kawarimi. Hell, I still can't make a regular bunshin. He taught me how to do this to help. That wasn't the real problem, however. Kakashi had walked down from his tree. Well, do you mind telling me what the problem was then? Naruto jumped down. No, I'd rather not. I still don't trust you all enough with that information yet, and it's kind of personal. It's not what you think it is, Kakashi. Oh, and before you ask me to, yes, I can walk on water too. Sasuke had heard enough. Damn it, Dobe, stop lying to me. You can't walk on water, or you would have during the fight with Zabuza on the lake. Naruto just shook his head. I can walk on water, team, and I did do it during the fight with Zabuza. You just didn't see me. After I freed Kakashi, I ran back to shore to hide while I had my clones swim back to lure him to one. Kakashi may have postponed my plan with blocking Zabuza's attack meant for the clone, but my plan was to attach at least one clone to him and make it explode the entire time. Sasuke stepped towards him, fists clenched. Teach me your techniques, your clones, your alchemy. I deserve that power more than you. I need it more than you. Kakashi grabbed Sasuke to stop him. Naruto doesn't have to give you any of his techniques. He worked hard to learn them and you cannot just demand that he teach them. Naruto shook his head with a frown. You'll never learn my moves, even if you had Sharingan. My Kage Bunshin takes up too much chakra for just anyone to learn. It would likely split your chakra too much for you to effectively use in a fight if it doesn't off you. And yesterday I told you why no one will ever learn alchemy. It's not a jutsu, and I ain't teaching. Sasuke seethed in anger, while Naruto felt confused. Sakura hadn't hit him yet. Looking around for her, he turned up and smiled. He saw her sitting in a tree watching the ongoing action with a look of worry on her face. He smiled at her. Kakashi had by now turned his head to see his pink-haired student in a tree as well. Well, it looks as if Sakura gets the idea. Before you think of learning any other jutsu, Sasuke, I suggest you learn this first. Even Sakura is better than you. Keeping a hold of the Uchiha, he saw his anger building. Turning to look at Naruto, Kakashi spoke again. Naruto, you can go train with Mikhail and his team, or you can train alone. I'll stay here and make sure Sasuke and Sakura can perform the exercise adequately. Then I'll come find you. There's something I want to teach you, and something I want to know. Naruto nodded and gave a two-fingered salute to Team 7 before walking out of the clearing. Sasuke's mind was burning in anger. Why are you so strong, Dobe? You're the dead last. You aren't from any clan, and yet you and that brother of yours both have so much strength, it's frustrating. I will usurp you, Dobe. It will be the first step I need to take to off Itachi. Sasuke. Kakashi gave the boy a stone gaze. I believe you, and I need to have a little discussion. Sakura wasn't listening to Kakashi begin to chew Sasuke out. She was too busy contemplating her thoughts of Naruto. After her verbal and physical lashing from Eiko and seeing how well Naruto got along with Team Joshiro and how the others seemed to love him and want to keep him safe, she felt that she had to rethink her opinion on the boy. He was the dead last, wasn't he? He always did so poorly in school. Sakura began to think back to their academy days, right back to the near beginning. He may have done poorly on his written work, but he always seemed bored and uninterested, like he knew those things would be useless to him later. She, on the other hand, had always done very well on her book work, the best in CL. His jutsu were always very poor. It took him years to pull a proper henge or kawarimi, so long in fact that to this day if he wanted to hide he would do so by pure stealth, and if he had to escape he would just dodge. She thought about all of his fights up until that point. He had never lost a fight in school, whether it was a spar or a bully who needed to be shown some humility, even if the enemy was bigger, or older Naruto would win. During the bell test with Kakashi he hadn't really lost. Due to Naruto's plan they had fought Kakashi to a standstill, and even now during the mission to Wave, he had defeated his Chunin opponent and successfully extracted information from him. He had fought one-on-one with Zabuza Momoki and had held him off long enough to free Kakashi. He never showed himself to be weak or an idiot in battle. When the fight started he always kept a level head, came up with a decent game plan, and never believed that he would lose. Looking down at Kakashi who continued lambasting Sasuke on his personality faults she had to think, those other genin that showed up, that white-haired boy Joshiro was so strong, that brown-haired Kunoiki Eiko was strong, they actually see Naruto as a peer, as an equal. Naruto, were we really that wrong about you? Are you really far stronger than you let on? Naruto walked through the woods until he found another clearing. He saw Joshiro and Mikhail standing alone. Joshiro was stretching while Mikhail was off about to oversee. Naruto ran up to them smiling, "Hey big boss, what are you guys about to do?" Joshiro turned and smiled at his little brother. Well, Blank and Eiko went off back towards the house to train themselves and look after Tazuna's family. They didn't really want to be my test dummies for my new moves, go figure. Mikhail walked towards the two brothers. Naruto, why are you here? Weren't you supposed to be training with Kakashi? Naruto shrugged. Kakashi is teaching them tree climbing. I can do that already, so he said I could train alone or with you guys. Mikhail nodded. Well, if you are here then Joshiro no longer requires my presence. I will head into town and protect Tazuna at the bridge. Good day. The boys nodded as the large bald man walked into the woods. Joshiro rubbed his hands together. All right then Runt, now that that is settled, how about you show me your alchemy without a circle? Naruto frowned. Big boss, I've been showing you this every day since I knew I could do it. I haven't seen any of your tricks. Show me, show me. Joshiro took on a stone expression. All right, come on out, I can smell you from here, you reek of blood. Raiga chuckled as he entered the clearing. I guess getting the drop on the two of you is out of the question. Hey, it's you, the blonde kid, and you have company. It'll be fun to off you both. Naruto and Joshiro looked at one another and back at Raiga. Who the hell are you? What do you want with my Ototo? Raiga smiled. I am Raiga Kurosuke, one of the former 7 swordsmen of the mist. I've been sent here to off a little blonde kid named Naruto. Naruto narrowed his sight. Why do you have to off me? Who sent you? Raiga cackled before answering. I was sent by Zabuza himself. He's not quite 100% at this point in time, so he sent me to off you so that the next time he fights Kakashi you won't interfere. Naruto and Joshiro smirked. Well brat, I guess you did kick his ha? He's actually sent an inter off you. Didn't see that coming. Naruto looked up to his brother. Well, I guess this will be our training for the day ha? Another of the 7 swordsmen came out to play. Should be a blast. Joshiro stretched and cracked his fingers. Yeah, let's finish him quick. I'm not feeling like dealing with this right now. Raiga cackled once more as he pulled out his lightning rod-looking swords. Joshiro and Naruto set themselves in a ready stance. Well, he's a dual kenjutsu user. That ain't good. Raiga began to charge at the two, swinging his swords wildly at both. This should be fun, if Zabuza thinks that you're trouble. And I get 2 for the price of 1 today. The boys jumped out of his range as Naruto spoke. I swear to Kami, are all of you 7 swordsmen crazy as hell? You're worse than Zabuza. Raiga laughed, setting into his stance again. You have no idea, Blon. He ran directly at Naruto but diverted at the last second and hit Joshiro with a jumping kick. Naruto attempted to retaliate but was forced to dodge a slash at the last second. Raiga then began focusing on Naruto. He ran at the boy and kept trying to slash at the boy. Naruto didn't know how long he could keep up that pace of dodging. Raiga had more experience. Eventually he would catch him off guard and get him with a slash. Raiga was caught off guard as Joshiro decided to re-enter the fray by throwing a few kunai at Raiga. Raiga used his swords to deflect the knives, leaving Naruto with an opening. Naruto sent the swordsman flying with a shot from his automail arm. He then followed up with a transmutation, using the ground to form a hand to hammer Raiga into the ground. Joshiro took his position by his brother's side. You still keep that thing wrapped? They're your team, you know. They are going to find out about your arm eventually. Naruto shot a deadpan look at Joshiro. Do you really blame me? Joshiro shrugged. I guess not. Clouds began gathering over the forest as lightning struck the rock that was covering Rhaegar. He stood up looking no worse for wear despite the scratched and scuffs. That was actually a decent little attack. Zabuza probably underestimated you, didn't he? Blonde question mark. He gave you openings, thinking you were weak and you made him pay for it, right? Question mark. Naruto and Joshiro spread out around Rhaegar, maybe, but then again so are you. As Naruto clapped and put his hands to the ground for a transmutation, Joshiro put down a few pieces of paper with handwritten transmutation circles on them. Blasts of earth flew from the respective brothers towards Rhaegar and collided at high speeds, turning the colliding rock into rubble. Damn it, he moved. Where is he? Question mark. Joshiro asked. His answer came quickly as Rhaegar appeared running towards Naruto. Feinting a low slash, he caught Naruto flat-footed and got him with a decent slash to the body. As Naruto yelled out in pain, Joshiro noticed that the blood flying in the air was electrified. What? Question mark. His swords generate lightning to attack and add to his slashes and stabs. That's really nasty. Rhaegar kicked Naruto to the side and turned his attention back towards Joshiro, again resuming his tactics of wild slashes and stabs. Only this time there was a small change. Damn it all, he seems faster now. What is it? Question mark. He couldn't just get so much quicker after taking a punch, could he? Question mark. Rhaegar threw a sword at Joshiro, who dodged and felt a shocking sensation immediately that forced him to his knees. Gah. What was that? Question mark. One dodged his attack. He didn't make contact. Rhaegar grinned as he pointed behind Joshiro. An immobilized Joshiro tried turning around to see what it was to find Rhaegar's sword, the one he threw, sticking out of the ground coursing with electricity. That's what. Yes boy, I call that my static special. After my sword leaves my grasp, as long as I hold the other I can generate electricity between them, and anyone standing between them. Joshiro looked up at Rhaegar trying to stall to get feeling back to his body. Why? Question mark. Why are you guys working for that scum Gato? Question mark. He's destroying this country, hurting these people. Why are you and Zabuza working for that scum? Question mark. Damn it, this isn't good. If I can't move and Naruto is down, then we're screwed. This storm is so loud that I don't think anyone can hear this fight. We have to get out of this. Rhaegar laughed again as he walked to his sword and pulled it out of the ground. I don't care about this country. I don't care about what Gato pays. He slowly walked back towards Joshiro. Hell, I don't care about Zabuza or anyone else. The reason I'm even doing this for him is because this job lets me give a lot of funerals. Joshiro still tried to stall further. Funerals? Question mark. Yes, funerals. I do love funerals. People are so ugly all the time, fighting, offing, saying nasty things to one another. Such deceitful, hateful creatures humans are. The only time in a person's miserable existence they are truly pleasant is when they are among death. Joshiro was beginning to regain the feeling in his body but dared not move. He wasn't well enough to continue fighting yet. Have you ever been to a funeral? The people are docile, quiet, respectful to the one who is no longer with them, no matter how terrible the person in question is. At their funeral, the people think of the good qualities and choose to remember that person for them, even if they go right back to being hateful, vile creatures afterward. It doesn't matter. For that moment, they are all decent people. Rhaegar stood next to Joshiro and raised his sword overhead. As he did this, lightning struck it. And now for your funeral. There won't be a trace of you to mourn, but don't fear, I'll remember you. Naruto ran back into the scene and pulled Joshiro out of the way before he was struck. Damn it, big boss, cutting it close there, huh? Question mark. Joshiro was settled back onto his feet. Look who's talking, brat. I could barely move. By the time I got my feeling back, he was about to finish me. You know damn well you healed up way before me. Why didn't you get my out sooner? Question mark. Naruto got in Joshiro's face. Because I was looking for an opening and trying to give you time to heal. If I saved you, then I would have to protect you and fight Rhaegar at the same time. Besides, it did take a while even for me to heal from it. That was worse than Aiko's Kanashibari. Joshiro and Naruto turned to see Rhaegar clapping. Very good boys, I think I will enjoy your funerals more than I have in a long time. Joshiro and Naruto set back into their stances. Hey Naruto, I have an idea. Naruto cut in. I already set it up, big boss, just needs you to make the finishing touches. He looked at Naruto. What? Question mark. When did? Question mark. Oh yeah, when he was spouting about funerals? Question mark. Naruto nodded his head so Joshiro spoke again. Okay, I guess it's time to finish this. I gotta pull out the big guns now. You got any new tricks to keep him busy? Question mark. Naruto shrugged. I have an idea I came up with when I fought Zabuza, but I never really got to put it into actual practice because I never got the chance to be alone. Joshiro looked at him. How certain are you that it will work? Naruto gave him a foxy smirk. Not very, but it's time to nut up or shut up. Joshiro smirked and looked back at Reiga. Go on then, I've got your back, just don't make me miss. Naruto ran towards Reiga to attack. Reiga saw this and laughed. You're going to attack head on? You're dumber than I thought, I gave you too much credit. As he ran forward, Naruto ripped the combat tape off of his right arm, revealing the metal of his auto-mail. As Reiga's eyes widened, Naruto clapped and dragged his left hand across his right, forming a blade over his fist to continue his charge. Reiga was almost caught off guard as he pulled his swords down to duel with Naruto's new blade arm. What are you, some kind of freak? What is your arm made of? Naruto smirked during the test of strength. The best stuff on earth, big boss, do it now. Got it, Naruto? Joshiro pulled a necklace from beneath his shirt, a chain with a symbol of a transmutation circle, from around his neck, ripping it off. As he began to swing it, the chain grew in size and length exponentially, as did the circle. Leaping in the air, he threw his circle out towards the ground as it cut towards Reiga's direction, ripping up earth as it went. Reiga disengaged with Naruto just in time to dodge as the circle cut between them. Following his miss, Joshiro pulled it back towards himself and smirked. How to like my special chakram? Being that it's in the shape of a transmutation circle, if I focus I can force a transmutation through it. I usually just try to get it to stop around step 2, breaking a material down. It's easier and makes it spin faster. Do you like it? Reiga sneered. A cheap trick. What manner of jutsu is that? It doesn't matter. It's not a true weapon like my sword. Joshiro took offense to that. You're right, Hole, it's not a jutsu. I didn't really care too much for learning them. I know a few, but I'd rather find ways to fight with alchemy. I'm not gonna waste time telling you what that is because you are going to hear. The kid gloves are off, douchebag. Naruto rushed back in to attack Reiga and sent him into defense. After a few rushes, Naruto began making Kage Bunshin to begin overwhelming Reiga. Reiga didn't falter in the face of Naruto's ult. Jumping back to get some breathing room, he heard the sound of ground being cut through, to see that Joshiro had launched his transmutation chakram back at Reiga. Reiga dodged the attack again only to be met by more clones. As was falling back, he attempted to blast away as many as he could. Damn it, what the hell is this? They just keep coming. And that other one, who are these brats? The clones swarmed Reiga, stabbing, cutting, swinging, tearing into Reiga's flesh, creating horrid wounds and spilling his blood. Between the hordes of clones and Joshiro's long-range attack, Reiga was faltering. The boys were just genin, and yet they were cutting a pace that he couldn't keep up with. For every clone that was destroyed, Naruto seemed to create 2 in its place. If he got some room between the clones and himself, Joshiro would launch his high-speed long-range chakram at him, forcing him to dodge or lose a leg. Sometimes if Reiga spent too long fighting clones without falling back, Joshiro would launch his attack anyway. Clones be damned, and Naruto would just replace them. Eventually Reiga stood surrounded by Naruto's clones in the middle of a scarred landscape, waiting for the attack. Well, what are you waiting for? Attack me. Let's go. The clones just smirked. The real Naruto began to chuckle far outside the scarred clearing alongside Joshiro. Looking up at Joshiro, he smiled. Well, big boss, it's ready. Reiga was confused. What's ready? What the hell are you suckling brats talking about? Joshiro gave a triumphant smirk. You know how I said I use alchemy? And how I said I can cause transmutations with my weapon? Reiga recalled what was said and what he saw Joshiro's chakram do. So what? What does that have to do with anything? Do you really think that I was aiming at you the entire time we were fighting? That my throws were just random misses? One wanted to miss. I had Naruto keep you busy by keeping pressure on you and forcing you into certain positions that would help me draw something without you getting too suspicious. It also helped to keep you from fucking up my lines with your stupid big lightning jutsu. Reiga raised an eyebrow. What were you drawing? Naruto and Joshiro smiled at one another before Joshiro pulled his chakram up for Reiga to see. Reiga's eyes widened in realization and horror. When he flinched to run, all of Naruto's clones sacked him and held him in place. No. No. Get off me, you fucking brats. Do you know WHOIAM? I'll off you. Joshiro features took on a hard look. You said something about loving funerals. I hope you'll enjoy your own. You tried to off me and my little brother and you failed miserably. Joshiro stepped closer to the edge of the circle that spanned the entire clearing, ignoring Raiga's screaming and swearing. I will tell you the names of the men who will one day grace the pages of every bingo book from Konoha to Iwa, Naruto Uzumaki, the future Hokage of Konohagakure and myself, Joshiro Moyomoto, the armory alchemist. Goodbye Raiga Kurosuke, you should never have come here. Joshiro kneeled and placed his hands on the circle, causing a great flash signifying a transmutation, ultimate technique, Joshiro's final technique, big fucking transmutation. The ground around the field shook violently as the area consisting of the circumference of the circle shot out high above the heads of the two boys, curving inwards to form a dome around Raiga and the clones. Naruto walked over to the dome, seeing Joshiro hit the dome a few times to test how solid it was before clapping and setting his hand on a ring on his right hand. Pulling it away, Naruto saw the ring cover his entire right hand in a huge shining cestus. For those that do not know, a cestus is an archaic battle glove sometimes used by pancration competitors in ancient Rome. It is a thick glove that starts halfway down the forearm and goes just over the knuckles. It is usually studded with metal, spikes, or iron plates. Thank you Wikipedia. Joshiro backed off from the dome as Naruto did the same and sprung forward, punching the Mive dome with his cestus. In reaction, the dome imploded and formed a Mive crater where the dome once stood. Naruto and Joshiro stood in silence looking down at the crater before, after a few moments, Naruto finally spoke. Well, so much for training today, huh? Joshiro smirked at his brother as his glove returned to ring form and he put his necklace back on. Oh, I don't know, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you know, you can turn your arm into a blade, and I know that all my tools work in a fight, and I know that BFT is a total success. Naruto looked at Joshiro. BFT ? Big fucking transmutation. Naruto nodded. Oh, okay, I get it. Joshiro patted Naruto on the head. Put your wraps back on, we need to go back to the house, I'm fucking beat. Naruto put his automail back to regular arm form as he did what he was told. I hear you, big boss, I'm so hungry right now, do you think they have ramen in this village ? Joshiro began walking back through the forest. I don't know, maybe ? A few minutes later, the two brothers walked through Tazuna's front door, greeted by Tazuna, Tsunami, the remainder of both teams and their Junin sensei. Naruto and Joshiro walked past them all and sat in the kitchen, dropping their heads on the table. As the group stood surrounding them, Naruto turned his head to face the inquisitive stares of the genin, the fuck Jarl looking at ? Blank spoke. Kami, what the fuck happened to you guys ? You guys look like shit. Naruto stuck his tongue out at Blank when Eiko began checking the boys over. He's right, you two. Goodness, what the hell did you two do out there ? Fight a den of wolves ? Joshiro smiled painfully. I wish, maybe then I wouldn't feel so stiff. Adrenaline is a bitch. Speaking of which, Eiko, you do Kanashibari no Jutsu? Do you know how to reverse temporary paralysis ? She nodded. Good, because me and Naruto both need it. Sakura now looked concerned. Naruto, what happened ? What did you do after you left me, Sasuke, and Kakashi-sensei at the trees ? Why are you both so beat up ? The brothers exchanged a look when Joshiro nodded, signifying Naruto to tell them, all right, get in here, you all need to hear this. After the Junin and Tsunami and Tazuna got in the kitchen, Naruto began. Okay, so after I left tree climbing, by the way, good job Sakura on your first try, it took me days to get the hang of it. Sakura smiled and blushed from the praise. I went to look for Mikao-sensei and his team. I found Mikao-sensei and Big Boss in a clearing. After a minute or two he left me and Big Boss to train alone because someone had to watch over Tazuna. After we talked and stretched, which took a few minutes, Big Boss sensed some guy watching us in the woods. He called himself Raiga Kurosuke. Kakashi cut in. Raiga Kurosuke ? One of the 7 swordsmen of the mist ? Naruto nodded. That's the guy. Anyway, me and Big Boss started fighting him and we were kicking his until he charged himself up with lightning, in the most random wind and lightning storm I've ever seen, I must say. But anyway, after he did that he got way faster and cut me across my chest. Naruto said, showing off the wound on his body. He had lightning chakra in his sword and the slash paralyzed me for a bit. While I was down he got Big Boss with some static thing that paralyzed him too. When we were down he started gloating and telling us stuff. Apparently he worked with Zabuza for the chance to off people. I don't know, he was crazy as batshit. Anyway, at some point we got the feeling back in our boss and continued fighting. Eventually our mixed concoction of awesome was just too powerful for him to take and Big Boss offed him with the crashingest damn finish I thought we'd ever get out of that battle. I didn't know what it was gonna actually look like. He grinned at Joshiro, who smirked back. I could try to describe to you what exactly he did, but you wouldn't believe me or understand. I just get the theory because he taught me how to set it up. I don't think I could ever learn how to do that. Eiko spoke. So you guys fought one of Zabuza's partners alone? Are you too crazy? He could have offed you. Naruto frowned. Yeah, but he didn't. We knew we could win, and besides, he was after me anyway. I could have ran, but he would have just targeted me wherever I went and offed anyone who tried to help. Joshiro backed his brother up. The runt is right, we could have left, but who knows how big the situation could have gotten if we had ? He might have ended up hurting or offing one of you, or Tazuna's family, maybe even Tazuna himself. Sakura spoke next. Wait, Naruto, he said he was after you, why ? Naruto sat up, rubbing his neck. He said that after our fight with Zabuza at the lake we hurt him. He said Zabuza thinks I'm too troublesome to be kept alive, so he sent Reiga to off me off. He also said Zabuza's coming back. Kakashi cut in now. Well, that means that you were really right, Naruto. The hunter Nin was definitely fake, which means that it was one of Zabuza's allies. Sasuke shook in anticipation. Finally, I can prove that I'm more powerful than the Dobe. I will prove my strength. Kakashi looked towards the brothers. Okay, Naruto, you just proved from your story that you are adequately prepared for the next fight with Zabuza, you and your brother both. You will both rest up for at least a day, at which time you will join Sakura, who will be on guard detail for Tazuna tomorrow, seeing as how she has mastered tree climbing herself. Looking towards Sasuke, he continued, Sasuke, you will continue tree climbing until you have obtained mastery over it. Ignoring Sasuke's disgruntled look, he turned towards Blank, Eiko, and Mikhail. You two will train with Mikhail for a few days, then you will alternate guard duty with Sakura, Naruto, and Joshiro. At that time Mikhail and myself will come up with a battle plan and possible conditions we will face. Understood? Eiko and Blank nodded. Good. Now, I am tired myself and I know the boys are. Naruto and Joshiro grunted in agreement, so let's cool down for the day. Haku knelt down at Zabuza's bed. Zabuza-sama, apparently Reiga-san was offed. Would you like me to infiltrate and destroy the one responsible? Zabuza shifted to sit up on his bed. No, Haku, do not engage these people alone. Do you know who actually did it? Haku shook her head. No, Zabuza-sama, I don't. There wasn't a trace of Reiga left, not even his swords were around, just a shallow, wide crater. Very well, Haku, don't worry about it. In a few days' time we will put an end to this once and for all. Get prepared for the final battle. Haku bowed to Zabuza. Hi Zabuza-sama, I will stay in bed for at least 2 more days. It will take that long to recover from your wounds. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.